Good morning, good evening, good night. This is Occult Class. It's a podcast about cryptids, yokai, ghosts, maybe aliens, maybe some myths, some spooky things. I'm Bob. Who the hell are you? Shit.
Oh.
You didn't want me to swear, didn't you?
Well, it's too late now. I'm Christine. Yeah. We decided to make
I
a
like
podcast.
cryptids.
Oh, you like cryptids, yes.
I like cryptids.
Yes,
Mhm.
and I like yokai. Well, I mean, okay, sorry. We both like these things.
Different degrees.
Different degrees. I'm more into yokai, and you're more into cryptids.
I think, though, we both have aliens on the bottom, though.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, I know a bit about aliens though because of another podcast I watched called Mysterious
I only
Universe.
have
It's
like
pretty
one
good, doesn't
alien
cost money.
story that I find the most
You know about the
interesting.
reptilians?
Reptilians?
The reptilians?
I know about the
The
reptilians.
draconians, dude?
Maybe.
What do you know about the Pleiadians?
I don't know.
Oh, the hot-ass Caucasian Pleiadians that come from heaven with their blue hair. I mean, blue eyes and yellow hair. They're stupid. They're goofy. They just come down and fuck everyone. They're weird.
Super Saiyan Blue
Aliens are
over
weird.
here.
Blue hair, gold eyes, reverse Super Saiyans. But this is a cult class. It's about myths and legends and cool monsters. Everybody likes these. They're like ghost stories you tell at night, but about a big hairy guy in the woods.
It's a good thing that we're also recording this at night. It is late.
Yeah, so if one's scary, we'll get real scared. Like we talk about Slender Daddy.
Oh my god. Why did you...
Was that too much? What are you gonna talk about this episode?
Well, I was thinking that we could talk about cryptids and ghost stories in our areas, because we don't live in the same country even.
Oh, that's true. I'm a disgusting American.
That's
as
not
some
true.
would say.
You are...
You're a goofy, nice, sad baby Canadian.
Sad baby
as everybody
Canadian.
says.
It's fine. I say sorry a lot. It's
So do
true. But we also live close by, but not
And
too
I
close.
swear, and I shoot guns, and I eat chewing tobacco. The last two things
Those
are
are-
a lie.
A complete lie.
The first one's not. I do
And
swear.
I love maple syrup. That one's the truth.
Maple syrup's okay. It's not the best.
So who wants to
I like
start about cryptids and spooks in their area?
Well, what's your state Providence thingy called? Where are you from specifically? Because
Where's
I'm
my
from Massachusetts, the home of America.
My province. I live in Ottawa, Ontario. My city is Ottawa. I live in Ontario. That's the province.
See,
This
this
is, like,
leads already
actually
to a
the capital.
perfect story.
Oh?
My mail needed me to write Canada after Ottawa, Ontario when I tried to mail you something.
Yeah.
Because apparently I didn't know that there's an Ottawa state in America.
Yeah. I did know that.
No, there isn't.
No, there's an Ottawa. There is an Ottawa in America, though.
It's a city, though, not a state.
Oh, it's not a state. Yeah, sorry. I
Yeah,
don't
there's-
know how this works. You guys have states. It's
oh
weird.
my god. I'm sorry, but what? I interrupt you because the mail's funny to me.
The mail is funny.
Please continue.
Thank
I
you for
apologize.
mailing me a thing.
Yeah, it's a horrible gift. You're gonna hate it.
I'm gonna love it.
There's one in there. There's one cursed item in there. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Highly cursed.
I'm scared, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's like a ghost story. Is that what you're gonna focus on today?
Yeah, because there's no cryptids really in Ottawa.
I mean, there's Bigfoot. He counts. He's in like everywhere, though.
We don't have Bigfoot in Ottawa.
You don't have any
there's
Bigfoot sightings at all?
No Bigfoot sightings in Ottawa.
Oh, Jesus.
I was doing
you
research
look-
on it, and
Oh.
I didn't see any Bigfoot sightings.
Do
in
you not
Ottawa.
have a lot of like big woods? Is that why?
We
Is
have
there a lot
big
of small woods?
but no, like
Nobody's seen Biggie over there?
no one's
That's
seen
weird.
Biggie over here. No big feeties over here. I do have one cryptid, but it's not from Ottawa. It is of Ontario. Is well-ish known, I think. I guess I'm starting, eh?
You can. I was gonna say mine is
Oh,
a Pukwudgie, which,
yes.
like a lot of cryptids, a cryptid means an undiscovered animal, but in the chill side of the internet, it's more just like anything that's unknown. So a cryptid really tends to a lot of times melt into folklore, ghosts, aliens, monsters, anything almost. And a Pukwudgie originally is a Native American folklore, a lot like fae or fairies from the European area, but it turns into a cryptid because people still today think they see them.
Really?
So it's living. Yeah, they have sightings still.
To this day?
So. To this day.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's how it's a cryptid, because they think it's alive in some facet, even though it's still kind of magical. It's weird. But I think ghosts are a good way to start this spooky occult class.
Ghosts, let's do my ghost stories then.
Yeah, freak me out, make me cry.
Well, these aren't really all ghost stories. Some of them are stories. I think the last one is more of a ghost story, but most of them are just haunted areas in Ottawa.
That works. That's a cult. That's the best part. The reason we went with the cult class is because it encompasses everything.
I'm not sure. I think most cities have this thing called like a haunted walk of some sort where you go around.
Oh yeah, I have one.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Plymouth.
So we have a haunted walk, and they have a lantern.
Does
and they
yours
wear
have
cloaks.
a hearse?
No, we don't have a hearse.
Oh my god, yours is fucking child's play. Ours has a hearse.
No, ours is walking.
The guy arrives in a hearse.
That's
He's like,
amazing.
let us go. And you follow him
I
out.
think maybe sometimes
really
they have
funny.
a horse-drawn carriage, but
Oh no, we have a hearse because I don't know.
I don't know if we still do horse-drawn carriages because those are dangerous for the horses because of the ice. It's not safe.
Oh yeah, Canada's more treacherous most days than America.
Well, it was so icy today. Holy moly.
Maine's pretty equidistant though to where you live almost. So it's getting cold, but you're still colder even still.
I guess so.
That's why there's so many ghosts. Ghosts love the cold.
So I guess first on the list that I put on here is the Ottawa jail hostel. It was a jail way back when, where there was hangings done there, but now that it got switched into a hostel.
What's a hostel?
Hostel is like a cheap. It's like going to a hotel.
Like a bar?
Like
it's a motel.
Like
okay.
It's like a hotel, but it's like you get your room, but you have a shared bathroom outside that room.
Ugh.
It's
like camp. It's like day camp. But at night.
There's a bar there. Actually, my sister stayed there for a night.
All right, so I guess it's like the worst motel ever then.
Yeah, but it's known to be. Well, it's not a motel. It's a hostel. It's for travelers. It's for people who want to stay like a couple of nights and just get on their way without having to spend a lot of money. Like I think maybe like $40 a night or something cheap like that.
Oh, nice.
And that might be even more expensive because of how popular it is.
Oh, so yeah, that is like a
So,
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and like it's like bunk beds. You don't get proper beds.
What? Does someone share their room with you?
Yeah, you share the room with a bunch of strangers.
Oh, I know what a hostel is now. My grandmother brought it up when she's talking about traveling to places. So we have a relative that used to be an airline stewardess, and she'd get cheap tickets. And she went to Japan and stayed in basically a hostel, but instead of bunk beds, you're all just on the mat next to each other. And she's like, I could never sleep next to 12 people. I'm like, yeah, no, I would also not enjoy that. It's rather too many people, but that's neat. It's a haunted hostel, though, you're saying. So aside from a lot of people, it's a lot of ghosts, too.
Well, because it was a jail, and it was where we...
Wait, what the fuck? I forgot that you said that. Who the hell converts a jail into a hostel? That's like, remember this used to be a jail? Now it's an elementary school.
Well, it was a jail up until, like, it was not being used, but I think it was last used as a jail in, like, the early 1900s-ish time. Well, not 1900s, but, like... 1900-something it stopped being
the Dark
a jail,
Ages.
and then 1960-something maybe they turned it into a hostel. But you can go there now, and it's known to be haunted because there was hangings done there back when Canada had the death, what do you call it,
penalty?
Death penalty.
Had it, you were on it, you were on the track, and you lost it.
I didn't know.
Death
Didn't know what the next word.
sentence. That works too, actually. Fuck me. I want to say a joke.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
But
we still have that in some states.
What? Yeah. I'm iffy about it. I'm really iffy about it. I'm glad that we don't have it.
I just have a horrifying fear I'm gonna get thrown in jail for something I didn't do and killed.
That would be
like, come on, dude.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That would be very
like, I'm always scared of that.
But you ain't black, so you're fine.
I know you are. I'm not. Oh yeah, wait, no, like, it doesn't really matter. But
really
I'm
matter.
white, and she's half, and we have a bunch of friends that are everything, and we love cryptids. Was that too much?
You're so funny.
So, this is a haunted hostel full of jail ghosts.
Yes.
The worst ghosts.
I think you're like... Sorry, I'm just going to switch my leg position. I'm pretty sure you can hear, like, screaming and things like that, or, like, bed shaking, blah, blah, blah. The normal creepiness. You can also see spirits, apparently. That's been happening. I don't know. I kind of doubt it. But you can go there. And there's a bar, so if you want to go and have some fun, you can.
Ooh, if you want to get fucking wasted.
Near it, there is a board game cafe, so I recommend that place.
Oh, board game
Yeah.
cafe. They said a barking cafe.
A barking
I don't need
cafe.
to talk about this fetish about
Shut up.
your bark drinking over here.
No, it's a board game cafe called The Loft. So I think I'm done talking about that.
That hostel is pretty scary.
Yeah. It's the address for the hostel, because I have the address for it, is 75 Nicholas Street, downtown Ottawa.
Make sure to write Canada, otherwise they won't send the mail if you're from America. It's true though. It's weird.
But I had to write USA on yours.
I know, it's stupid. It's utterly unnecessary.
Oh, whatever.
Don't want to confuse it. Well, I hope they don't send this to Plymouth, Massachusetts in Australia.
They're not allowed to make a guessing game of postal stuff.
It's not a guessing game. There's only that state or province. I don't think there are any overlaps in states, provinces, or countries.
Why
I
do you
feel like because everybody speaks so different.
Honey, no.
What is it not?
No, province.
Oh, I'll tell you why I'm saying that, because about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me is a place called Providence.
Oh, yes.
Providence, Rhode Island, and I am confusing the two because I don't care about Canada. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
That's a joke. It's actually because my stepfamily lives there, so it's more in my vocabulary.
That's okay.
My stepfamily's black.
Oh, right, yeah.
That leads back to that. Man, we're making good connections. We love cryptids.
What is wrong with you tonight?
It's the first episode. I don't know. I got that first episode jitters. It's
Yeah.
confusing.
It's super funny. Second place I wanted to talk about is the Fairmount Chateau Laurier, which is right beside. It looks like a castle. It's right beside Parliament. Which I will say, just if you go to downtown to Ottawa, go to Parliament. It's so nice and pretty. You can have a picnic there. Like, you can walk in the grounds. There was a cat sanctuary, but it's not there anymore because it just wasn't sanitary, unfortunately. And you can walk down to the Rideau River. It's beautiful. Just go. But Chateau Laurier is a beautiful building, but it's also one of the most haunted spots in Canada, which is what my research has been telling me, which I think is hilarious.
So haunted.
The guy who commissioned the building, his name is Charles Melville Hayes, and he didn't make it, but he commissioned somebody to make it, but he never saw the completion of the Chateau Laurier. Unfortunately, he passed away on the Titanic. I think you know that story. So
I have no idea.
So his spirit is said to haunt the Chateau Laurier. You can feel his presence in some of the rooms. He's known to be very angry and break things and slam doors and push people. I think
So he's rude.
He's very rude, but he's also probably very angry that he never got to see the completion of his I don't know. I'm pretty sure he liked the idea of the Chateau Laurier existing. It's, again, very pretty, very popular, very expensive. I had a friend who worked there. It's a really pretty hotel.
It's for the bourgeoisie.
The guy who made it, though, he wasn't Canadian. He was American.
Ha! Take that, Canada. Got him.
The third place I want to talk about is the Bytown Museum, which is, again, very close to, like, if you just go down past where the canal is and near the locks. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's fine.
Don't worry, our Canadian listeners all understand. They're just going, the locks.
Well, the locks are nice to hang around. It's cute.
I have no idea what the fuck locks are either.
A locks is where so if you're in the Rito River and you want to go into the canal is higher than the Rito River. So the locks,
it's that thingy that they changed the water thing.
Exactly. So that's what those are called. It's fun to watch them being used because it's such an old mechanism. It's really cool.
That's neat. We have a canal, but it just cuts straight from the ocean to the ocean, so the water in it is just spinning around and angry, and nobody's allowed to go in it in tiny boats because they will die.
Our whole canal is 200 kilometers, I think.
I don't know how big the Cape Cod Canal is. I saw a sea otter though.
Oh really? That's super cool.
Maybe I think it was an otter.
I keep forgetting you're near the ocean. That makes me so sad. I'm so landlocked. It's just really sad.
Yeah, that's how Canada is. Full of land.
I'm full of land. So anyways, it's right near the locks. It's just like this tiny old building, old museum. I think I've been in it once. I've been around it many a times, but you live in Ottawa, you don't go to things, right? So that place is haunted by the ghost of Duncan McNabb. I don't know exactly. Apparently he was a supply manager at the time when the Rideau Canal was being built, but I couldn't find much information about him because I'm pretty sure he's like mostly a nobody. But his spirit's supposed to like be meddlesome as well. Like he'll move dolls in the place, and he's what is it? He made a door vibrate and shake, and like it was very scary for some people. Like people who work there just don't like being in that room with, like, it's a small room, but they don't like being in there after a certain point of time. Like the guy who runs the haunted
my fucking door.
The guy who runs the haunted walk also works at the Bytown Museum, and he's personally experienced the ghost. So yeah, and you can hear like crying, all that stuff.
That's pretty fun. I love crying and shaking.
And
vibrate my door, ghost. Vibrate it. Oh. That'd be weird. I would hate if my door was shaking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be stuck.
Like it's like pounding, like as if someone was like trying to get in, kind of thing.
Ugh.
How scary would that be?
Ugh. Good thing I'm in America, so I can take out the gun I don't own. Shoot through the door and kill the ghost.
Because the gun will work against the ghost.
It might. I don't think anyone's ever tried. Have you?
No, I
Have
haven't.
you ever tried to shoot a ghost?
I haven't
It might
witnessed
double
a
kill them like
ghost.
Dragon Ball Z. What?
I haven't witnessed a ghost, so how can I say?
Oh, no, you have.
No, I haven't.
All right, everybody, here's a fun fact. We're both skeptics, and by that I mean we pretty much don't believe in anything, but I don't like to say either way because I'm not a gambler.
Mm-hmm.
But Christine's seen many ghosts and refused to acknowledge their existence.
They're not ghosts. They're just slight hallucinations, I think.
Yeah, that's not... Yeah, alright, Christine decided they're not ghosts, she just hallucinates for no reason.
It's called I'm tired, or I'm a child who has a crazy imagination.
Yeah, but everyone was a crazy child.
Mm-hmm.
Every adult, everyone who's ever died was a crazy child.
Shut up. That's not true. Some children were not crazy children. Hugo wasn't a crazy child. I'm gonna name drop people, apparently. Jeez,
Yeah,
I'm so bad.
Everybody knows him. He's in Street Fighter.
He's in, yes, Street Fighter. No, apparently I'm haunted, says Bob.
Yeah,
I'm not.
she's haunted. That's why she likes ghosts, and she brought up ghosts.
I like ghosts. There was no cryptids, guy. So, like, what was I supposed to do? Write about nothing?
Yeah.
No.
Lie. Say you're from Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yes, no. My last area I'm going to talk about, possibly last area, is there's a haunted mill in Manotick, the water mill. And a woman named Annie was killed there in an accident. She was like wearing a dress or something like that, and she like was newly married.
Is she okay? Is she okay?
No.
Annie?
She's not okay. Oh, I get it.
Crushed it. Top joke.
Shut up. Oh my
I
god.
dated this episode with that. Circa 1980, whatever.
I'm gonna die.
Then you'll be a
Then I'll
ghost.
be a ghost.
I can tell a story. Like, there was this scary Canadian ghost that talked about ghosts.
So Annie's a ghost.
Died.
She got basically caught in one of the mechanisms. Like, she turned to somebody apparently and got caught in the mechanisms and was thrown because of it. And she hit something and she died immediately. And my friend has actually seen her ghost, because my friend didn't know that this place was haunted. And she like looked into the mill, and the mill itself, you can't go into it. It's locked off in the upper, or not, you can go into it, but not on the higher levels. And my friend saw somebody in period clothing in the higher levels where no one's supposed to be there. So,
Oh, jeez.
yeah. There's a woman in like a white dress, which is the dress that she wore when she died. So, huzzah. Ghost stories.
So, if you die naked, are you always naked?
And my dad was talking about that. He's like, okay, so if why are ghosts clothed? Why are they always clothed? Why aren't they naked? And I'm like, I mean, I'm sure there's naked ghosts. I just don't know if we depict them that way.
Well, if I was to guess, I think it's because if I was to make a weird assumption as to what a ghost is, it would be an energy or a thought form of the deceased and you melding in conjunction. So, in your dreams, you're almost always clothed. You don't really know what clothes you're wearing, but you're wearing clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're dead and you're living like a dream that's on the planet, I would think you'd still be wearing clothes unless you're a nudist. Right?
Unless you're
I
like
mean,
normally not wearing
ghosts are a
clothes.
thing.
Yeah.
That's what I would assume.
I would
that's the
assume that as
idea
well.
behind why they're clothed.
Because I would think it'd be like memories of somebody, and most memories are people clothed, not naked. At least for our eras, for a while. Considering there was like a huge era where people didn't even get like bathed because it would be sinful to be naked, to bathe, to get clean. Can you imagine?
I don't want a god to see my body.
But
my
that's literally it.
sinful body.
Oh, history. You are funny. Did you want to go? Do you have any ghost stories, or is it all?
I stuck with the puck.
Oh,
Watch.
just
They're
one
cool,
puck
though.
wedgie? You didn't go with anything else?
No, I just did the puck wedgie because he's a boss.
But don't you have
Everybody does the
other
puck wedgie.
cryptids in your?
I mean, there's like the Dover Demon and other stuff. I ordered a book specifically all about Massachusetts cryptids.
That's super
which
cool.
will be neat. It'll come one day, and probably Monday,
Probably
or
soon,
Sunday, I don't think
considering Amazon, right?
I do have Amazon Prime.
Oh.
Yeah, so pretty soon. But no, I stuck to just the puck because this is the first episode. I don't know. I was wondering how long we trail off for each one.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on
See what
so many ghosts.
No, I actually didn't think you did. That's what I was.
Oh.
I wanted to take a test and see how it happened
Hee
for
hee.
each of us. But I went with the puck wedgie. Some of you may not know the puck wedgie, mainly because they're northeastern folklore cryptids. They're Native American creatures of folklore. They're spirits that live in the forest. So they're basically magic little wood people. Like I said, like gnomes or fairies.
Yeah, I'd say like very akin to gnomes.
Yeah. They live in the New England area, a little bit in Canada too. And if you don't know the New England area because you're from the West
See,
Coast,
I didn't know
or
what a
Canada,
New England meant when you kept saying
yeah,
it.
New England they're the states of Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. So the 6 states to the farthest right you can go. Fun fact, Maine also used to be Massachusetts.
Really?
Yeah. For some reason Massachusetts was just chopped in half and separated to the 2 ends of New England. But mainly because these states are where those Native American tribes were that had Pukwudgies in them. They are thigh height, 2 to 3 feet tall humanoids. They're described as having large noses, ears, and fingers, grayish skin that is said to sometimes glow.
Glow?
Glow?
Really?
Yeah. Well, they're magical.
Oh,
I
I
didn't say
didn't even
that.
think-
They're magical.
I didn't even think that.
There's also some other, because they're folklore, so word of mouth, it changes from each place to each place. some of their traits are a little different. Some describe them as smelling sweet, like flowers. They can turn invisible whenever they want. So fuck you, can't see me anymore. They can confuse people, make them lose their memories, shapeshift into dangerous animals, like a cougar. The most common is a porcupine, a walking upright porcupine walking through the forest, because they have porcupine spikes kind of on their back and hair.
Yeah.
Which I think would probably be the most unpleasant thing to see, is just the porcupine walking on two legs. Like, you know, we see a bear walking on two legs, just chilling, and you're like, ugh.
Really? I think it looks cute.
Ugh.
I think it's funny.
I think it looks despicable. I'm like, get
Uncanny.
out
How
from there.
dare you?
Actually, now that I think about it, I think a porcupine would be much more charming than a bear.
Really?
They can create fire at will. They can cause harm to people just by staring. And not magic, but they have poison arrows, too. They're clothed. I didn't mention that, but they do have clothes. They're not crazy. Sometimes they're seen controlling little light balls called tepe wonkas. I should mention that right now. Everything that I say, I hope I say correctly, but I'm not sure.
Feel free to.
Except for Wampanoag. I know I said that one right because I went to Plymouth Plantation, and people of the tribe said it, so I'm pretty sure they don't say it wrong, I hope.
Plantation.
Because then they tricked me. Yeah, the Plymouth Plantation is it's a tourist trap. It's basically, I guess, I don't know how to describe it. I guess a reenactment that is always there.
We have like an Upper
So it's
Canada
houses.
village that does this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's little huts with pilgrims. They have the little houses with dirt floors. And then there's another side that's way smaller. It used to be a little bigger, actually, that has the Wampanoags. They have currently only one house, where when I was a kid they had 3. So I think the plantation is not making as much money as it used to.
Probably
Because it
not.
used to have 3, and they used to have this really nice, beautiful path that cut through the woods and overlooked the river. And it was really nice, but now it's under disrepair, so can't walk on there.
That's
It's lame.
unfortunate.
But that's basically why I brought up Puckwudgies, because we were doing our states, and that's literally 5 minutes for me by car is the Plymouth Plantation, and I live apparently in the tribe and range area of the Wampanoags, so I thought it'd be neat. Yeah, so they control these basically will-o'-wisps that they can make move. They're said to be the souls of people they've killed.
Well, I thought they were friendly spirits.
See, this perfectly, like you just said, leads to their nature varies from tribe to tribe.
Oh.
In the Ojibwe tribe,
Ojibwe.
they're just mischievous, good-natured tricksters. So, like an actual, just a trickster fairy, just a punk. Like, haha, got ya, made ya fall over. In the Algonquin, they're about the same. But if you disrespect them, they'll fucking come for you and kick your ass. Don't like it. And in the Wampanoag tribe, they're like a 50-50 toss-up. They'll either play tricks on you, they could even help you, but they also may just steal your child and burn down your house and try to push you off a cliff.
Wow. Okay.
Because they're bullshit.
Uh-huh.
So that leads us to their folklore of the actual Puckwudgies and why they got so mad in the Wampanoags. And it leads to the creation myth of Mossop. I think it said Mossop, but it's Maushop. And Mashop sounds like a Pokemon.
It does sound like
So I think I'm
Machamp
saying it
kind of
wrong.
thing.
So I think it's Mosshop.
I mean,
So I'm going to go with that. And he was a good giant who created Cape Cod. Cape Cod is this shitty boot thing that sticks off of Massachusetts, kind of like Italy, but much smaller. Sticks over there. He made Cape Cod. And basically everyone loved him. He was awesome. Everybody loved Mosshop.
is that that big hook
And the Puckwudgies.
off of Massachusetts?
Yeah, it looks like a weird big fish.
I
hook
like that
sticks
one.
off.
It looks pretty.
Yeah. But the Puckwudgies got really jealous of Mossop because everybody loved them. They're like, oh, come on. So they tried to help the Wampanoags, and they kept... It didn't work because every time they tried to help, it would backfire, and they'd mess it up. And everyone would get mad, so they just gave up and said, fuck it. We're just going to torment the people then. Because, like me, if you can't do it, just give up. That's how I do my shit.
Oh, Bob.
Which, that led the people to ask Mossop, the giant, to help them, because the Puckwudgies just were tormenting them endlessly and being huge asses. So he gathered all the Pukwudgies he could, shook them until they were confused, and threw them into New England around the air. Just threw them around. Some of them died on impact, but a lot did not. So the Pukwudgies doubled down, got even more mad. And this is when they started to kidnap children and burn the villages and kill people in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So they started off being kind of helpful, but they weren't good at it, and the people got mad. And then they tried to get rid of them, so the Pukwudgies got even madder. So now they're much more actually tricksy and mean. So Mossop tried to stop them again, sent his sons. Pukwudgies fucking smashed them, tricked them into some tall grass, and shot them with poison arrows, killed them. Mossop, and this is folklore is the most fun because it's always a little different. So you get a lot of different stories, and you get to see how everybody had cool ways to weave their own tales.
Mm-hmm.
But Mossop in some of the stories got discouraged and just didn't show up anymore. And then in the other stories, the Pukwudgies tricked him into the water and killed him too. But apparently, regardless, he just no longer appears in mythology at all.
Oh.
Over in Wampanoag. So Pukwudgies kicking it though, they stay. And that is where another thing is. Apparently, scholars, or whatever you want to call them, looking at the myths and what have you, apparently the Pukwudgies' demeanor shift to full evil is very close to maybe the exact time when settlers started to arrive. And they started to pump Christianity everywhere. So they started to take on and take place of demons, like devil creatures. So they're actually very mean. And I thought that was neat that they're like, oh, Pukwudgies are villains now. And I feel bad because that means if Pukwudgies are real, they'd be like, hey, dudes. And they'd be like, oh! And then the Pukwudgies like, oh, come on, man. Oh, jeez. And then they got mad because everybody kept yelling at them. Which is a bummer. But that doesn't matter. And now I'm going to go to... I found, do you want to hear the funny story or the couple stories of people in modern day?
Oh my god. I want to hear the funny story before we get into like...
Alright, the funny story, here we go. I'm over here on NewBedfordGuide.com. Freetown police add Pukwudgie warning signs to Freetown State Forest. The Freetown Police Department has ordered the placement of a crossing warning sign to call attention and alert motorists to unexpected entries onto the roadway that may call for reduction of speed or immediate action. So basically, they were going to put up a deer sign,
deer crossing
but
sign.
they're like, that's stupid, and we have too many, and everybody ignores them. So they put a Pukwudgie sign. And I'm definitely going to take a...
Please.
Actually, I should use this for the opening, the video thing. We haven't decided on the picture yet for the video, in case you're wondering. So I might use this to show the Pukwudgie because it's really funny. It's just a Pukwudgie
Oh, you actually
crossing
have
like
a picture
field.
of it? That's amazing.
Yeah, there's a picture of the sign. It's really funny.
That's great. Oh my god.
But apparently, here's the rest of the thing. It's been widely reported in the Freetown State Forest that it's the home of the Pukwudgies. And the danger to the motoring public is that they can appear and disappear at will with magical powers.
Jeez.
And known to shoot magical poison arrows across the roadway.
What?
In violation of like they're just doing a big joke now. It's the funniest article.
Oh my god. So they are just...
And it's all because they just didn't want...
to put up deer signs.
Yeah. It's really, really
I was gonna
goofy.
say, if it was a Pukwudgie, like, crossing, it's probably actually a porcupine. Because, you know...
Wait, you didn't let me get to the
Oh,
best
no.
part. They put it up because of the mating season of the Pukwudgie.
Porcupines.
Do you know when it starts and ends?
When?
April Fool's Day, idiot. Got ya. This is a big fake article, but it's a real picture. So I'm still gonna use the picture, but the article is fake. Wasn't it
Oh,
fun?
that was fun. Why did you get me like that? You lied.
But the next one's a real story.
Okay.
Supposedly. So this is on trippingonlegends.wordpress.com. It actually has a lot. I learned a lot of the... Not actually, that's a lie. I didn't learn a lot of the... I learned basically, I think, the creation myth on this one, which was useful. But half of it was just talking about other people's little monster legends, which is a pain to cycle through. So we'll start with Joan. Joan was walking her dog through the state forest in Freetown, Massachusetts on a cold Saturday morning in April when she saw the monster. As she and her dog, Sid, walked down the path, Sid became anxious and strayed a few feet into the woods. Joan followed him in and stopped short. Her dog was lying completely flat in the leaves, and a rock 10 feet away was a pukwudgie. He was on the rock. I said it wrong. He was chilling. She described him as looking like what she would describe as a troll. 2 feet high, pale gray skin, and hair on his arms and the top of his head. The monster seemed to have no clothes, but it was difficult to tell because his stomach hung over his waist.
How much you want to bet that this
almost
is
touching his knees?
an obese porcupine that's standing up?
An obese, hairless porcupine, yeah. His eyes were a deep green, throwing your idea out the window. And he had large lips and a long, almost canine nose. The pukwudgie stood, watching her, staring straight at her with no expression, almost like it was stunned to see her. Joan froze, and remembering, thinking the air in her lungs had been pushed out. Sid finally came to and ran backwards, dragging Joan, who was holding the leash tightly. Although the whole exchange took less than 30 seconds, it remains with Joan 10 years later. She's not gone back to the forest, but feels that might not be enough. 3 times since the event, she was woken up to find it looking in the window on her. It has never attacked or spoken. She merely sees it looking through their bedroom window, staying just long enough for her to notice.
You can slightly hear him say,
she claimed she was fully awake and could move.
Turn around every night.
So it's not most people would say that she was having a night terror, but she claimed that she was awake. She was like,
but
just
everyone
looked
who
over,
has a
was like,
night terror
Jesus.
thinks that they're awake, but they're not actually awake. That's the thing about night terrors, though.
No, I mean, she's not, like, awake and stuck in her bed. She's just, like, chilling, sitting on her couch, and she looks over and she's like, oh my god, I want to die. Because there's a man out her window that's really small, and then he runs away.
Sounds like she's just being stalked by a not so savory person.
It could be. But let's get to the second one. Another man in Framingham, Massachusetts had an experience that forced him to remain away from the woods. Tim was in a forest when he saw a bright orb in front of him. Having investigated the paranormal, he was excited and tried to snap a photo. The ball of light disappeared and reappeared a few feet further in the woods. Tim followed, losing his spirit several times, and before he realized it, he had traveled more than 30 feet off the path into the thickly wooded
What an
area.
idiot.
He became scared and slowly made his way back to the path, only to find a 2-foot man standing there, walking towards him. He turned and ran. Looking back, he saw the figure move back into the woods. Tim reported that what he saw had walked upright and had used its arm to push something aside when he fled to the forest. He had moved with a slight limp, but like a human. The second time Tim saw the pukwudgie was a few years later in a parking lot near the same forest. He was listening to the radio at almost a whisper and checking his rearview mirror for a friend he was waiting for when he saw the small figure of a man. Every detail was identical, and the pukwudgie just stood there watching. The car turned on by itself, and his radio began to blare. Tim pulled out of the parking lot and took the long way home to try to stop his hands from shaking. Although the monster seemed content to only frighten Joan and Tim, there are still physical attacks happening. Several people have been assaulted, and one person came down with a mysterious illness after seeing them in a cemetery in New Hampshire. Another woman suffered scratches on her arm after following an orb in a forest in Taunton, Massachusetts.
Would you follow an orb?
This is the final, the most disturbing, reoccurring attacks might be taking place at the pukwudgie's favorite hunting ground at Freetown State Forest. There is a 100-foot tall cliff overlooking a quarry known as the Ledge. There have been many hauntings at the site, but the most frequent experience is an overwhelming feeling to jump the rocks down to the water below. In the folklore of the Wampanoag, the pukwudgies were known to lure people to the cliffs and push them off to their death. There have been several unexplained suicides at the ledge, often by people who had no signs of depression or mental disease before entering the forest. So you got haunted suicide rock and pukwudgies who just love to just stare at you from the woods.
Weird. I'm just gonna guess that those are bears, baby bears, standing, or porcupines standing. Maybe.
They're all naked.
Well,
All
porcupine bellies are
wearing
kind of naked, right?
Porcupines?
A little bit.
No, porcupines got
They
fur.
got some fur.
Porcupines got big old fur like a groundhog.
Have you ever seen like an obese freaking squirrel? You think they got fur, but they don't because they're so fat.
I mean, maybe everybody's feeding those porcupines. That's why they keep walking. Like everybody's trained them to walk on 2 feet.
Yeah.
So they walk to you from the forest, and everyone's like, "Oh,
Jeez, no. I was gonna mention that pukwudgies are also like if you're, I did the Pottermore thing because I was watching Harry Potter recently with my friends.
Yeah,
but it's one of the
I got that when
classes.
I was trying to look it up.
One of the houses or whatever, school houses for the American one is a pukwudgie, which is what I got, which means that you're loyal or something and kind-hearted, something like.
I don't know why. Apparently J.K. Rowling did not look.
She doesn't seem to know much about all that stuff.
That doesn't really make any sense to what I've learned about pukwudgies. Would be loyal and caring.
You should totally do that quiz.
It should be the house of jealousy and.
Did you do that quiz?
Tricking people.
Did you do that?
No, I don't like.
I mean, I understand, but did you
do
the quiz?
I'd rather watch The Little Witch Academia.
That's fair.
I'm not gonna do the quiz. It doesn't matter.
But you can get a pukwudgie too.
No,
you can get Thunderbird.
Be a fake pukwudgie.
Oh, we should totally talk about the Thunderbird. And this would be actually a really good way for people to give us information, like, what do you guys want us to talk about? What kind of cryptids?
Yeah, feel free to comment below on a cryptid you would like me to look up, or a yokai Christine should talk about, or any kind of occult-like topics to look into.
Or even a ghost story that you guys want us to talk about, or if there's, like, reviewing, like, maybe cryptid videos on YouTube or whatever, we can do that too.
Oh my god, I should have. I don't think. Oh no, there is actually a video of a pukwudgie, possession.
Possession. Oh god.
This lady's in the woods and she starts going freaking out.
I mean, she had a panic attack in the woods, right?
Was a pukwudgie.
You mean she had a panic attack at the woods?
No, she started freaking out and like snarling like she's possessed by a demon.
You mean she had a panic attack at the woods?
No, it's not a panic attack. She was acting like she was a demon.
My god. I'm very skeptical of possessions. Just gonna say that right now.
Yeah, no, it's just fair.
Should I talk about like the brief summary of my one stupid cryptid? My cryptid. I didn't talk about my cryptid yet.
You had a cryptid?
Yeah.
Oh, is it Mussy?
Yeah, I didn't talk about it.
Oh.
Because I wanted you to talk about your thing. It's really short. There's not much information. Just gonna say right now.
1 second though. There is a comment at the bottom of this website. I went to Vale's End Cemetery with a film camera and captured this photo of a pukwudgie. They are real. They are dangerous. They are conniving. They are not a joke. I went in the daytime and it was still there. My advice: stay the hell away from this place. There's no link.
There's no link. He just said, "I've taken this picture." No link.
I have this photo. I don't.
He didn't even put a whole picture.
No, I wonder if it's on his profile.
What a stingy person.
No, I can't. I don't think I can get to it.
Stingy.
The hell? What? No, there's no picture. What the hell? What was the point of that? That's an odd.
He was lying.
But I'm sorry. You're gonna get too mussy. You told me. That sounds like a disgusting meme.
It does sound silly, doesn't it? So I couldn't find any cryptids. Well, my stomach made a weird sound. That's what happens when I don't eat properly. Fun
fact: Christine's a cryptid that doesn't require food to live.
But I do. I just don't move very often. So there's no cryptids in Ottawa, but there is a cryptid in Ontario, and that cryptid is Mussy. It's kind of like an Ogopogo or Nessie kind of idea that lives in Muskrat Lake, near a village called Cobden. I've never been there. I hope it's nice. It seems nice. It kind of has a nice UFO story though. It's kind of like as if aliens came and dropped off the monster.
Oh shit, aliens dropped off Mussy?
Yeah, like one of the first like official sightings, like somebody went to the like a news station and the police, and he said that he saw weird lights hovering around this like peak near Muskrat Lake, like a peak of the forest or whatever. And then I'm not quite sure if he said like anything like fell out of the UFO, but like there was a UFO sighting near Muskrat Lake, and then after it he saw what is now known as Mussy, but originally it was actually called Hapixcelor. Hapixalor.
Who the fuck named it? Why'd they name it Hapixalor?
Hapixalor also as well. It's like an alien name, I assume. That somebody's like, alien names, insert here.
This is Hapixalor.
Some people say that the stories have, like, there's always been stories about this thing. Yet there is not much proof. They even said that Samuel de Champlain even wrote about it. Samuel de Champlain discovered Montreal. He was one of the first, like, people to discover North America.
Oh, I think I read about this one time when I was looking up water.
This cryptid? Really?
That. I think, yeah, because I remember someone talking about someone who way back came to a Canada place.
It might be Ogopogo. Who knows? But one of the other things that I find is kind of unfortunate is that no one can really describe what it looks like. There's many different looks to it, so I'm assuming that it totally just doesn't exist because of that. Yeah, some say it looks like a walrus. Ooh. And some say it looks like a large fish, or it looks like Loch Ness Monster with 3 eyes and sharp teeth. So
3 eyes? That's an odd...
I know. All I can think about is like those weird aliens from The Simpsons.
Well, that's what I mean. Whenever you get a cryptid that's like that, that's the only thing I know that has 3 eyes is a horseshoe crab, and I actually think they have more than 3 technically. Yeah. 3 eyes is not a common eye amount.
Yeah, it's very strange. It is very strange, and that's probably why they're like aliens. So I'm realizing now, looking up cryptids.
Maybe he just unlocked his 3rd eye.
He opened up his chakras and he's like, a 3rd eye.
Unlocked his god key. He's a Super Saiyan. Well, maybe that's why he looks different too, Christina. He has multiple forms.
That's true.
And he keeps fighting off aliens. He's Goku.
Mussy is Goku.
God, Mussy. Oh, I love Mussy.
Oh my god.
Or she. We don't know. We never met him. Her. Mussy. True.
But yeah, there's not much information I found because...
I mean, we could also say it.
That's true.
Alien. It's an alien eel beast walrus
thing.
Yeah, we don't know if it has conscience even. What if it's a automaton? It's a
robot.
Could be a robot.
Could be a robot.
Aliens put a robot in there to fuck with us. Never know. I'd do that if I was an alien.
Yeah.
Like, dudes, I built a big snake robot. And I am going to troll these lesser creatures.
I'm going to absolutely troll these lesser creatures.
On Mondays it will be a snake. On Tuesdays it will look like a crab. Fridays it will look like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. But
my god. I feel like...
You should go to Mussy. Go see Mussy.
I don't want to go all the way.
Go try to catch him. Christine, go out there and wrangle Mussy.
No. I don't like camping.
You need
I want to be out.
You can go in a car.
I don't have a car. I don't even know how to drive.
Steal one.
Just bus out there. Taxi. I don't think I have any more stories, but I thought it was pretty good.
No, that's fair. You need more stories than I did.
I did. I just wanted to have a full list of things to talk about. Because I didn't want it to be like dead air.
That's fair, but
yeah.
I'm gonna put my sources I have in the description.
Oh, thank you. I will have some sources.
One was a book, Cryptids by J. No, my light's off, so I can't look it up. You can see it in the description. It's J.
Are you doing this in the dark?
Yeah, I'm in pitch black actually, except
so
the computer screen, because I had to turn off my fish tank and stuff because it'd be loud.
See, I'm like getting like scared because my closet doesn't close all the way.
Dude, there's a puff wedgie in there. He's like, LOL, gonna shoot her with a poison arrow.
Can't go to work that way.
And then turn to a cougar.
But yeah, we'll be taking suggestions, I guess, about yokai or...
Send their suggestions in the comments.
Yes, please.
Or you can, if for some reason you hate YouTube comments and would like to do it in a much more confusing way, You can go to, I have Twitter, Tumblr. If you're really fucking bananas, you can go to my DeviantArt and send me a message. That would be the funniest.
That would be pretty obscure.
Look up. Shit, I know so many cryptids and now I can't think of one. Holy crap, that is embarrassing. The Yowie. Look up the Yowie, please, and then hit enter on DeviantArt. That'd be pretty funny. I didn't say I'm Indonesian Bob, in case somehow you didn't know that. That's my name on everything. You can find me and send cryptid things or call me dumb, whatever you want.
Don't do that. He's sensitive.
I'm not sensitive. I thrive on the hatred of others. It makes me feel like I finally made it in this bitch of a
You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at anything to do with midnazora. Probably, I think these are going up on my YouTube, so whatever my YouTube is, you can look that up on things and find me. I also have links on my YouTube, so
say if you complain enough, we'll make its own dedicated YouTube channel, but only if you complain really loudly. Otherwise, we won't. Otherwise, it's always gonna be on Christine's because it's far easier.
Yeah, I don't want to make a new freaking email.
You've already had like 5.
I have so many emails.
I've one.
Man, well, I'm gonna be editing this, so yeah. But it was nice talking. It is late.
Yeah, it was nice seeing all of you guys. I'm glad you came. Listen to our stupidity. I appreciate it.
I hope.
Hope we
scared you.
Have you in interest in cryptids now? Maybe you'll go outside with a camera and just wait for a cryptid to show up and destroy your sanity points. And until next time,
stay scared.
I don't know. I don't like that.
That's fair. That was stupid.
What do you say to
I'm
someone?
really bad at this. Good night.
Good evening. What did
we
say?
said good morning, good evening.
Good morning, good evening,
yeah.
good night.
Is that our intro and out?
Good night, good evening, good morning.
No, we're not doing that.
Bye. Ended. It's over.